Alright, so sorry about the first game of round 3 where the replayer just stopped working. It seems like I restarted the client and an update was necessary, so maybe that's the reason why the replayer just did freeze. I quickly went through the game and I'm not going to record it again. I just draw 1 or 2 more lands or something, and then right before I die I finally drew the Vampire Sovereign, the 3/4 flyer, which drained my opponent for 3, which gave me the win. So now we're in round 3, game 2, playing for the trophy, and we are on the draw. This hand looks pretty sweet to me. Both colors, 2-drop, 3-drop, good top end if you so will. Call that 5-drop, but yeah, decent hand. Okay, looks like now with the update, the colors are gone again from the Cryptic Spires. I really hope that's just in the replayer now and not when you're actual playing, because that's just awful. So we lead with Swamp. Yeah, that's just ugly if you have to go and find out the colors all the time. So we go ahead, play our 2-drop. Swamp gets revealed, which we then draw. So that's nice, having 4 lands, having 2 double black. Pretty good. Turn 3 for our opponent. He ramps, but he misses his land drop if you so will, so he's still just only on 3 lands and not on 4. Of course, we're going to lead with our 2-drop, running out of Pontiff just like that. It's not going to do anything. Hopefully next turn we get a white source for our relief captain or something else to do, because I don't want to run out the Pontiff into an empty board from my opponent. Then we swing in. So that's the rare Kambal, where my opponent gets 2 life and I lose 2 life whenever I play a non-creature spell. I mainly have creature spells, so it's not that big of a deal, but still it's a solid card. Would have loved to have one in my deck as well. So pre-combat, running out of Pontiff doesn't do much, and I also don't want to waste my Severus Strands on a little bit better 2/3. So I just swing in with the Cartel Aristocrat. If he blocks, I protect my Aristocrat, make 2 damage, and then play Pontiff post-combat to finish off his creature. But my opponent wisely is not blocking. So it feels a bit sad. We just play the Cryptic Spires and don't play anything. But running out the Pontiff just like that just doesn't do anything, and we rather keep it for another time. Our opponent still missing his 4th land. Now with the Coiling Oracle, and he also drew 1 land, it looks like he jumps up to 5 mana. So I think I just go for a flyer. As I already said, I think in round 2 or something, the bigger the board state, the nastier stuff Horse of Pontiff can do. I just don't want to play it and kill one Oracle or whatever. So that's why I just go for the flyer, have all the good targets for my relief captain. That's fine by me, not swinging in. So my opponent plays the Obnixilis Unshackled. I mean, I've played that rare once, but in general I think it's not that good of a card. It just has no effect, no ETB. If you kill it, you spend. If it gets killed, you have spent 6 mana, so not the best, but in some circumstances certainly playable. So now my opponent is tapped out. That's always nice, makes it pretty easy to play. So we go ahead, play the captain, pump our whole team, because then our flyer can get in for 4 damage. And we also play the Blood Artist. A 3/1 flyer, which I think detain, is it? Or detain, yes. Detains my aristocrat. So next turn I will not be able to sack any creatures whenever I want. Now the Pontiff looks quite juicy, finishing off 2 of his creatures. In response, he kills my flyer. We get Blood Artist trigger. We will get quite some triggers. He gets to put on a lot of +1/+1 counters on this Obnixilis, but doesn't matter because we will finish it off with the Severed Strands. So a couple of Obnixilis triggers and Blood Artist triggers, putting him down to 7. Then we sack our Pontiff, that we can haunt the creature, and we will haunt his Obnixilis, because now it dies and we get another trigger, and we can pump our team and get in for a lot of damage. He's forced to jump block. I also go in with the Blood Artist because he has to block one of the bigger creatures anyway, so it's not at risk to die in combat versus a pump spell or whatever if he blocks here. So I'm not losing the Blood Artist for sure, which I want to keep around 100%. So he jump blocks, I will get another trigger, and I put a stop on the upkeep, because right now I cannot sacrifice my creatures for the Blood Artist triggers to finish him off. I thought about it doing in the upkeep. I mean, it doesn't matter too much here, I think, but let's say I start sacking a creature, and in response he can gain some life. I know I can then sack both other creatures. But yeah, I just didn't want to sack them, and then he maybe somehow gets some life, and so I can just wait what he does, because I can just swing in and kill him, and if he does anything I can then sack it in response, but doesn't matter too much. So our opponent scoops it up. GG. That's the trophy with the black-white deck. As I said in the draft part, for sure I could have gone on the Sultai route, but this time I went for different first picks. Yeah, if you made it so far, if somebody's gonna watch that, I would really appreciate to get any comments on what you think I should work on to improve first. I know the quality is not that high of the sound, or also with the replayer it's not optimal. I just not sure if I'm able to record a video and talk through it while I'm playing, because if I have a big battle, sometimes I need my whole clock, because I have just trouble to play fast on this client. On Arena it's much easier, and also sometimes I think a bit too long maybe, so I'm not sure if I can really stream or record it while I'm playing. And also, like, to do it afterwards, it's quite some work, and actually I rather play again. But I will see. Just leave a comment if you have any suggestion what you would love to see improved first. I think if I would make it to maybe to answer the question, I think now how I'm recording it, I cannot switch the screen to show you my limited ranking, because then the video will stop. But to answer the question, no, I didn't. Despite the trophy, I didn't reach 1900. It was just good for 10 points to 1895. So I think if I make it to 1950, I would probably do an afterwards record of the draft again, just to show the draft, and maybe if there is one or two cool games. Because at 1950 I think it's a pretty good sign that you have a strong understanding of how the format should be drafted, and maybe some people would like to have the insight just about in the draft portion. So yeah, see you around. GG and have a good one.